Good morning, all. Actually, we're just waiting a couple of minutes for the participants to join, and we will shortly start. Okay, we can start, I believe. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm thrilled to welcome you to this exciting webinar on autonomous stores and their transformative impact on the retail market. My name is Ufuk Susup. I'm the Regional Business Development Lead here at Eviden, and your moderator today. I'm pleased to introduce our guest speaker for today's session. Guido van der Sloos is the Offering Manager for In-Store Digitalization at Eviden, with extensive experience in retail technology and deep understanding on how digital solutions can transform store operations. Guido will walk us through the high-level solution overview. In a couple of minutes, we are diving into one of the most innovative and compelling topics in the retail technology. Autonomous stores are not just futuristic concepts. They are rapidly becoming a reality that is reshaping how we think about shopping. If we can check the famous AI chatbots, AI-powered assistants with simple questions in mind, you can see the results on these AI platforms. These stores leverage cutting-edge technology to streamline operations, enhance customer experience, drive efficiency, from AI to computer vision to a sophisticated checkout system. Of course, autonomous stores are reforming the retail landscape nowadays. So let me start with an eye-opening survey result of multiple platforms. It's found that more than 75% of the C-level executives nowadays view autonomous store technology as a key component on their long-term strategies, highlighting its significance in maintaining their competitive advantages and the operational efficiency they experience in their stores. Guido is uniquely positioned to comment on the latest trends, challenges, opportunities in the autonomous stores, and today he will cover some of the topics, including the core technologies driving autonomous store capabilities, how Eviden solutions address key points in the retail operations, and also a real-world case study by Eviden. In particular, C-level decision makers will find this discussion valuable. Autonomous store promise significant cost savings, enhanced customer engagement, operational efficiency. So we understand the retail business continues to evolve, and we can leverage these technologies as a game changer for our companies looking ahead in the curve, of course. So thank you for your all participation, and I hope you find today's webinar both informative and inspiring. I will fully support and suggest if you have some suggestions, please post it on the questions section on the GoToWebinar, and we'll be happy to answer all of them. So let's dive into the fascinating topic. Guido, the floor is yours.
Right, thank you very much, Ufuk, for this great, inspiring introduction. Hi all, thank you very much for joining today and spending some of your valuable time to share this, to participate in this session. So here is our view in the way we look at the retail market, and I've seen that trend over the past 30 years actually, is that there are two key things in the retailer's mind, and those are the two things that are challenging. at least, which is how to bond with your consumer and how to optimize your store performance, and how to do that in the combination of those two. So if you look at some figures, so you may recognize it. So stores are being pushed for extended opening hours. You see it more and more. Why? Because we don't want to have our shopping areas look as desolated areas during nightly hours. Specifically in airport environment, you see it, but you see it anywhere, also in cities. There's a lot of job changing with employees, changing of jobs. That is a hurdle that that's to find new people, and that comes with costs. And what I also have seen for all those years is retailers are struggle to bond the consumer. The consumer typically is not that much loyal. It's mostly price determined, and that's exactly going to change now, because what we also see is that significant portion of consumers are really appreciating a better consumer experience, shopping experience. And also, and a part of that experience is also avoid all kinds of friction, like waiting in queues. So as a result, we see it picking up. We are at a sort of early phase of the autonomous store market. It's not really quite very early, but it's at the start of a hockey stick curve, so to speak. So we are convinced that the coming years there will be significant growth in this concept, and that means for retailers that it's also becoming more and more interesting, and also needed to step in to stay competitive. So what are the needs that we address? So we call it the Eviden autonomous store, but we address exactly the two needs that I was just referring on. So we call it autonomous store, but it's autonomous and frictionless. Those are the both things that we cover. The way we look at it is that we care about our customer, but also about our customer's customer, because bottom line, it starts with the optimal, the best consumer experience, zero friction, the lowest friction thinkable. So we address two topics. One is that the store can be running with reduced or without staff, and the other thing is that the consumer has a frictionless consumer experience. So, as Ufuk already indicated, many retailers are rethinking their business, their mode of operation to have the highest footfall and the highest conversion. So, how do we address those needs? So, the staff dependency. So, with our solution, there is a significant reduce of staff possible. We have seen 70% reduce. That means that you are less dependent on your staff as a retailer, so that saves costs and it increases continuity, basically related to changes in staff. It's also the case that payment is a no value added activity. The value added activity for the retail staff is the moment that the consumer makes the conversion to actually buy something. So that means that with our solution, that also provides you the opportunity to refocus your staff on the value added activities towards the consumer, thus increasing conversion and store benefit. So the other need that we address in our solution is that our solution is flexible and modular. That's what the retailer needs. So we need to adapt, be able to adapt to various kinds of store situations, the type of goods that are in the store, the lighting circumstances, the amount of travelers, and last but not least, the regulations like GDPR and planogram change. Planogram change, as retailers will know, it's very important to be able to change your store contents based on advertisements and pricing actions and so on. So, and the research has proven that the consumers are really willing to pay more for that experience, but you always have to see. So, before we go to the next one, I would like to show you a video of our store in practice. And this is the store we created for Lagardère Travel Retail at Brussels Airport. Right. So you've seen here our store in practice. So how does it work? So I will talk you through now to the concept of the store and a bit of the technology behind it. So our approach is basically quite simple. To realize it, it's not that simple. Our approach is that we stay with the autonomous store functionality in the way it operates as close as possible to any regular store that is being operated by staff. So here you see a concept floor plan. So it's, to take you through the consumer journey, this is on an airport. So as you have seen in the video, when the client, the consumer approaches the gate, the entry gate of the store, he or she can scan the boarding pass, and then the gate opens. The reason for scanning the boarding pass is because we have duty free. So based on the destination of the boarding pass, the client will be able to benefit from tax-free prices. So the gate opens, the consumer picks items from the shelves of his liking, and then goes to the payment kiosk to pay. Very important to mention, first of all, to enter the store, you don't need any app or whatsoever. You can do it unprepared. That's important to have ad hoc shopping. When you see this great item in the store, you want to run in and buy it instead of having an app installation prior to that. So the other thing is that, as you have seen in the video, there is no self-scanning situation. That's a big difference. This is not a self-scanning store. The store will scan for you. Very important also when it comes down to management of shrinkage. So the moment that you pick an item, our system, that's a bit of technology, will put your item in your virtual shopping basket. You will move over to the payment kiosk. The payment kiosk will recognize you and will show your shopping basket on the screen. And when you agree to the shopping basket, you say agree, and the payment starts. If you have paid, you move over to the entry exit, to the exit gate, and the gate will open. If you didn't pay, the gate won't open. It's as simple as that. In the kiosk, we have an additional feature, which is called an information kiosk. That's to provide consumer support, but it also enables you to consumer to scan a personalized web link that shows you, not an app, but a link that shows you on your phone real time what you've picked from the shelves. So that's an option. You don't have to use it. So you can use this store completely unprepared, completely without phone whatsoever. And here are the USPs that have been appreciated by the market so far that we bring to our offering. So ad hoc store entry without using credit cards to enter the store and so on. Duty-free, duty-paid handling. We are intrinsically GDPR safe. So the technology that we use to track and trace you down the store is not based on regular image capturing. So the cameras that are at the ceiling are based on laser technology or infrared echoing technology, and they will not, when you look at what they see, you cannot discriminate one person from another. Last thing very important to mention is that our store is true real time. So you will real time see what you picked. You will real time get your invoice. It's not like that after you left the store and half an hour later, there may be a change to your receipt, for example. No, it's real time, very fast. So a bit about the solution itself. So what did we create? So first of all, from a business function perspective, so there are two important journeys that we support. We have the consumer journey and we have the customer journey. Consumer journey, that's chronological. It's just, a store, entry, shopping, payment, and leave. Obviously, there are unhappy situations like you pick an item, you place it back, or you're on the wrong location. All those kinds of scenarios, we have it all obviously supported. The consumer journey that we support is not that much chronological, but here are the four main things that we support. So first of all, when the store is really unmanned, you as a retailer need to have the means to support your consumer while in the store. Maybe they have questions, or so we have that. The consumer can press a button and an alert will go and immediately support will happen from remote. Business insights, very important. Our system captures all information about movements of consumers in an anonymous way, full GDPR compliant. We don't know exactly who is in your store, but we know that there's someone in the store. We know where these people have been walking, so that will tell you a lot about wandering behavior, the logical order of your planogram, all those things. Average value of your receipt, of course, things like that. The duration in the store. So, for example, in our store, we have seen that the fastest shopping experience was 20 seconds. So that's never feasible, but it's very important in a regular store. But it's very important, for example, in a high-speed environment like on an airport or on a railway station. So sometimes that speed is very important. System lifecycle management is very important. The system is obviously running from remote in various locations of the retailer. So you need to be able to manage it. That has to do with seeing if everything works fine, operating the doors, being able to close the store at the end of the day from remote, those kinds of things. And last but not least, stock management, very important. Our system will also collect advanced information on your shelf stock levels. So typically, as a retailer, you know what's in the back room of your store, and you may know what has been sold, but you don't know what's exactly at that point in time on your shelf, and that can lead to lost sales due to shelf and out of stock for a specific item on a specific shelf. So these are the two journeys. So what do we bring to the table, technology-wise, solution-wise? So there are two main pieces of technology that we created. It's all our own Eviden IP. So we have logic inside the store, and we have logic that's running in the cloud. The cloud part is aimed at generating all the reportings and all the everything on the customer journey that I just mentioned. It's also aimed at managing the store from remote. But all the logic to run the store is actually locally running inside the store to ensure resilience. So in case the link between the store and the cloud is dropping, the store must operate, continue to operate, of course. So, so we have the core logic in the store, and we have all the components that you have just seen. So we have the gates, we have the cameras, we have the information kiosks, and the technology to track and trace items. This architecture is completely scalable. So if you ask me, Eviden, please, we have a store of how many, can you please roll out your solution? Then we have a few simple questions like how big is your store? How many shelves? How many percentage of your store area is covered by shelves? How many gates do you want? And we can just roll it out as a product. So it's completely copy paste. There is a systems integration effort needed though, which is that we need to integrate with your point of sale system, the retailer's point of sale system. So that takes a so that means that we go through a initial step to work that out. Our system is prepared for integrating with the point of sale systems, but from the retailer side, obviously that needs to be supported as well. We can advise in that, and we can also manage those projects. So the big advantage here is there is a single point of integration just with the POS, the point of sale system. Also, the big advantage of that is that from your ERP perspective, so from your IT system and your logistics system perspective, there is not a single change between this store or a regular manned store. The system doesn't see any difference. So you can simply integrate one of your stores, turn it into this kind of autonomous store, and your IT system on the background will not experience any difference. So yeah, the key features we mentioned already. So I don't think I have to go over it again. So very important is it's all real time, and that's, I cannot emphasize it enough. Very important for the consumer experience that it really feels frictionless, and it feels smooth, and we achieve that. So let's go to the next one. So the system in practice, what does it look like? You see here some number of screenshots. So you see here a part of our web application to manage the store. So this is the part which is relevant for the retailer to operate and to manage the store. So we have a full-blown dashboard where you can really see the store health. You can really manage the store in all aspects. So we can, at the end of the business day, you can close the door, you can manage the door from a distance. You can also see here that the doors are in good shape, all screens are in good shape, all cameras are okay, and all bays are okay. So a bay is a stack of shelves. This is all related to roles and rights. So we have various roles in the system to support your operational management of the store. So we have the staff member who has specific rights to manage the system, and we have the store manager, and we have the administrator from the retailer side. So they all have their individual rights within the system in an increasing amount. So here you can see a screenshot where we can operate the doors. This is a very important one. This is our real-time overview of what happens in your store. So as you can see, we are working with basket IDs. So again, we don't know at all who your customer is, who the consumer is. We only know where that consumer was traveling to. The moment that a consumer enters the store, we generate a automatic basket ID for that consumer. That's the only thing we know of that consumer. So you can see here on this screen an overview of all the baskets, and we can see when it was started and when it was closed, the duration. So for example, this person was 20 seconds in the store but didn't buy anything, and this one, so you can see here exactly the overview. So how long have they been in the store, what did they buy, how many products, were they tax-free or duty pay or duty free, and has there been any alert vision? For example, if the consumer has had a question like I cannot find this product, or how does it work, or whatnot, that will all be visible in this overview. This is very important. This provides you, and we have, this is just a snapshot. We have much more information down in the system. This is a report that we just prepared as a sort of minimum to provide for the retailer. But if you want to know more details, we have much more data in the system about the consumer behavior. For example, where have they exactly been walking, and how long have they been standing in front of a certain bay with shelves. So here you see a picture of the entry gate solution. So as you can see, it was also shown in the video, you can either use your boarding pass, which is on paper, or you can use your boarding pass, which is on the screen of your phone. It will both work. On the right hand top corner, you see a picture of our consumer convenience webpage. Again, this is not an app, this is a webpage. So the moment you leave the store, this link will not be updated anymore. And what happens is that the moment you grab something from the shelf, our system will show it on your screen. So if you are in a hurry, you will not use it. But if you are not that much in a hurry, you may wonder, okay, what am I actually going to pay? What's the total that I am going to buy when I grab all of this? So that's the advantage of that. And on the right hand bottom side, you see how it works. So when you enter the store, you walk over to this information kiosk, you scan the QR code, and you will get your personalized web page on your phone. Real-time insight during shopping. So what we see that is that most people are in a hurry, so not so many people are using this in practice, but with bigger stores we anticipate. So for example, the store that we realized at the Lagardère Travel Retail Brussels Airport is like 40 square meters. We see that people are sort of, you know, in a hurry. They don't use it that much, but with bigger stores, we anticipate it will be used much more often. So, okay, here you see a number of screenshots of this mobile phone web page, and you can see that you know what you bought, and if you have a special price maybe, and on and on. So yeah, and an instruction, you know, if you have a transfer flight, you need to think about liquids that you bring on board.
All right. I think it's time for me to jump in to open the Q&A session. I see we have a good participation. I see multiple questions on the questions section. Actually, I would like to group them a little bit, and so I can ask some similar questions. First, there were a couple of points about GDPR and questions and comments about it. It's good that you already covered the GDPR portion of the solution. But if you would like to go into the details, of course, we can spend some extra time on different components of the product in terms of GDPR compliance and everything. Actually, there's also another question that is coming into the question section. It's good to mention from your side, Guido. It's asked about the store location. Actually, where is the store, and how does the kiosk know what the customer has bought? I think this is one of the questions that we can start with.
Yep. Okay, very good question. Thanks for asking. I will go back to this picture that explains a bit more. So first of all, the GDPR topic. So the point with GDPR is that you need to ensure that there are no personal identifiable items in place. So how do we do that? First of all, it starts with the entry. So the boarding pass will be read, and only the flight destination data will be coming into our system, nothing else. There it starts. So when you enter the store, we use LiDAR technology for people tracking. So these LiDAR cameras will identify you at the entry gate, and will make a unique key of you. That's a digital key. The LiDAR camera, if you would look at what the LiDAR camera sees of you, it sees that there is a human, that is not a dog, that is not a suitcase, but it cannot tell if it's you, if it's me or Ufuk or anybody of us. It's totally not visible. So this personal identifiable item is not in there. And based on that technology, so we follow you through the store. So what happens is that if you are in front of the information kiosk, also the LiDAR system will know where you are in the store. That's also how we can build up the data set about wandering behavior of the visitors of your store, right? Very important. So these LiDAR systems are very accurate. So we have a virtual zone created, a bit technical talk, but we create a virtual zone in front of the information kiosk. So when you step in that virtual zone, the system will detect you and will see what your LiDAR ID was, so to speak, and will connect it. It will also know to what shopping basket ID that was connected, and your boarding pass is connected to the same shopping basket ID. So that's how, and what we do is then we present a QR code on the screen that contains the URL, and that URL redirects you directly to your shopping basket. So that's how that one works. Let me be very clear. GDPR has been one of the key fundamentals under this whole architecture and design. Everything is focused on GDPR compliance, and I think we are in a very good shape. So we can provide, if needed, a document that states in more detail what we do to prevent to ensure GDPR safeness. We have that in place. So and the same technology is used at the point of sale system. So when you pay, you have the same technology to identify you as a person, to show your shopping basket on the screen. And then there's the next step, because then you have to press pay. Payment happens entirely within our retailer point of sale system. That has a great advantage, again, because that saves a lot of integration, and there is just one place of truth. But and the third thing, very important, is that also from that perspective, we are GDPR fully safe, because there is no client data, no PIN, pass, bank account number data, and so on whatsoever in our system, nothing at all. So Then coming to the other question, that was where this store is located. So this store is the quick and easy, as you can have seen on the video. It's from Lagardère Travel Retail, and it's on Brussels Airport, Zaventem Airport. It's on the air side, and it's in the corner where they have mostly regional flights, and that's what you also have seen when you looked closely at our list of visitors and the duty-free regime, because most of the travelers that are passing by there are regional, so they are not benefiting from duty-free. That only happens if you travel outside the EU.
Okay, I think that's a good one. Actually, another question comes into my the question section. Maybe I can directly ask you the question. How did you deal with the complications of travel retail, like sealed bags, age verification, and passport scan? So it may be a connection of one of the answers that you have already provided. So maybe extend a little bit, and I will be going into the next question, so we can do a speed run here.
Yeah, very good question. So let's start with the age verification. So in this store, we have a process which is valid for this store, for this country, but we realize that it needs a change for other countries. So what in this store we say, the moment that you pick an age-restricted product in this store, the Lagardère store doesn't have smoking materials, cigarettes and stuff, but they do have liquors, a lot of liquors and chocolate. So the moment that you pick age-restricted items, alcohol products, then the system will say, by picking this product to confirm that you are over 18, please click on this button to confirm. Well, this is acceptable for the Belgium situation, but we know that in other countries, like for example many of the DACH countries, this is not allowed. So if you look at our architecture, this in-store logic, we didn't get so much in the details, but this is set up to be able to integrate with all kinds of technologies. So for example, if you have in your store RFID technology to identify sunglasses or so, we can connect to that as well, next to the technologies we already have to identify items. So, and the same with age-restricted products. So we have it on the roadmap that will become available later this year to work with third-party age verification solutions. So as you may know, there are age verification technologies that are based on your passport or your driving license that are fully GDPR safe. So it's a similar thing like with the gates and with all the hardware components. We work with vendors to provide it. So we are in the process of realizing that solution. So that's what will happen, and yeah, so that will solve it. And that can mean many things. So, for example, in Germany, the regulation is such that it's very strict. So it may lead to the situation that the age verification needs to happen at the entry of the store before you get in, or maybe we'll have in your store an additional gate shielding the alcohol and restricted products from all the other products. So that means that people that you can still enjoy the whole store, but just that section that contains the age-restricted product, that you need to do that verification. So that are the scenarios that we are looking at. Yep.
Okay, so I'll go to the next one. Actually, it's also connected to one of the technical components of the solution, maybe. So more or less, it's about face tracking. It's about specific parts of the face tracking. Do we track the face of the individuals, making sure what they're looking at? What is the performance statistics? Is it really necessary in this solution altogether for having an autonomous store also added, some of the values? Is it also GDPR compliant and everything? So we can tie all these questions into one bucket and try to answer, Guido.
Okay, thank you for that great question. I'm happy that it comes up because this is crucial. We experience it when I'm talking with all our customers. These are the topics that come back. Yeah, so what we do is we don't identify a face, we identify an object. And an object can be a human or anything else. And then we have the logic to say this is a human and this is not a human. We don't look specifically at face because the LiDAR doesn't see your face that well. It sees the contours of your face, but doesn't see your eyes or the color of your eyes or whatever. Even the shape of your nose is not to be very hard to be seen. So the way the LiDAR system makes a unique pattern of view for the system itself to keep it to be able to detect you uniquely is based on your complete posture. So yeah, the LiDAR can see that you're that you're 1.60 m or 1.90 m or whatever, but so there is no facial recognition. We also don't see where the customer is looking at. We don't see that. What we see is that what the customer is picking. So the LiDAR has the technology to identify that you're picking something. That's important. So that's. I hope that answers the question. Did I miss anything, Ufuk, or do you think are there any topics that I need to touch on?
Thank you, Ida. I think this is covering. Of course, we have a limited time, so I will be asking an additional question that comes into my mind. Also, there are a couple of questions on related to this one. We talk about the fully autonomous store versus a hybrid store with some human, right? So, what is the let's say suggestion? Also, what is the pros, cons, and the vision, technical impact, or customer preference in terms of hybrid versus a full-blown autonomous store? Maybe can you tell us about that part a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much. Yeah, so hybrid stores versus autonomous. Autonomous store, a full-blown autonomous store is obviously a store that you run without staff. That's always to some extent limited because you need to replenish your shelf. If your shelf is empty, you need to restock it, and that's why we have seen a 70% saving and not 100% saving, right? That still needs to happen. So, but let's assume full autonomous store is as much as possible without staff dependencies. Then a hybrid store can be in various types. You can say, well, a part of our store is autonomous, so we run a part of the store with staff, a part without staff. You can that's one way to go. Another form of hybrid is that you say, okay, during the day the store is staffed, but during the night, like I said in the beginning of this session, airports are pushing, but also railway stations are pushing retailers to extended opening hours, so they will adhere to that, but there is not that much footfall. Then a hybrid solution can be that, for example, during the nightly hours, a part of the store will continue to be open, but in an autonomous mode. So what is our vision on that? So we see a mixture that will be for sure be happening. What I see is that with smaller stores and pop-up stores, that will be predominantly autonomous. But with bigger stores like the 100 to 200 square meters, there is already a bit better economies of scale from a staffing perspective, and that's where you see more hybrid kind of doing.
Thank you, Ido. Actually, we come to the end. So I was looking at the watch to see if we're on time. Right on time. We have a lot of questions coming in, but feel free to reach us. We would like to address every question that you have in mind. Please connect with us so we can have individual sessions if you have more questions and would like to receive more information, technical deep dive, and understanding the benefits. So thank you for joining us today to learn more about the autonomous store. We are excited for the future of shopping and appreciate your time. Stay tuned for the Eviden's continued webinar series and have a good day.